Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and we're gonna start with a whole new battle report series of The Walking Dead All Out War. So let's go into the introduction story. If you are reading this, it means that I probably didn't survive, or I'm letting you read it. Or you took my journal out of my bag while I'm asleep, and in which case stop touching my stuff. But anyway, I'm Ryan. The date is July 15th, 2026. It's been exactly a year since the outbreak, and I remember when it started. I was a private in the Marine Corps. We were sent to a remote desert village. Its location is irrelevant to the entry of this journal. We're to meet up with a contact who had intel on a target known only as the Phantom, the leader and rogue special forces who turned against his own country. He was a prime target for over 2 years, with countless acts of terrorism on many domestic and foreign government institutions. And finally, we found out the base of operations, which was this small desert village. We went under the cover of nightfall and quickly noted that this village was, aside from a few civilians, under the Phantom's control. Our mission was clear. We take out the Phantom, we bring him back, dead or alive, and preferably alive, to answer for his crimes. The government really wanted to make an example out of him. But anyway, I digress. We got caught off guard by commotion and a gunshot. We witnessed a rebel shooting his gun into a building, to whom we could not see, but we were soon to find out. And this took my mind back to before I joined the military. I remember my mother and my sister, even my closest friends, telling me not to join, but it was either that or jail. I ran with some bad crowds, and I did something I am not proud of. My best friend tried to get me out of this mess, but it was too late. The cops showed up at my house. Now, the judge offered me a chance. I could either join the army or spend several years in prison. And looking back now, I don't know if I made the right choice. But my dad was a Marine before he went MIA. Well, he's still a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Anyway, I digress again. We stood at the edge of this village, and before we realized it, we got detected by the rebels. So we quickly got pinned under enemy fire. But funny thing is, looking back on it now, that was not even the worst part of what I remember of that night. It was the night the world changed. Alright, my friends, let's have a look at our US Marines, and we're going to begin with Sergeant Luke Stanton with a white melee dice, a white shooting dice, 2 red defense dice, 6 wounds, nerve level high, and he's a gun expert. Leader ability Inspire, which 9 times out of 10 I will probably forget to use for the entirety of this game. Here's his model. Don't know how well you can see it. Okay, next to him is Corporal Amy Sanderson with a white dice in melee, a red dice to shoot, a white dice in defense, nerve level is high, she has 6 wounds, she is a knife expert, and in case of Luke, if he dies, she can take over the Inspire ability as a leader. Next to her we have Madison Lloyd, or known as Doc, with 2 red melee dice, 1 red shooting dice, 2 red defense dice, also nerve level high, 5 wounds, and she is an EMT nurse. Then here we have Carlos Aguilar with a white dice to melee, white dice to shoot, 2 red dice in defense, nerve level high, 5 wounds, he has the sneak ability, and here is his model. Then we have Terry Banks, who has a white dice in melee, 2 red dice in shooting, 1 white dice in defense, nerve level high, 5 wounds, and he has the climb ability. Here's his model. Don't know how well. Why won't you zoom? Alright. Anyway, here we have Ryan Carter with a blue dice in melee, 2 red dice for shooting, a white dice in defense, nerve level high, 5 wounds, and he has martial arts. And here's his model, which won't zoom anyway. So these are our 6 Marines, and for gear they are carrying, one guy is carrying a hand grenade, which we will give to Ryan. Each of them has bandages, but bandages can be easily used to tear off pieces of clothing as an action to create bandages. They have a suppressor, which will only be available to use on their handgun. They have a police vest, which reduces the damage taken from all enemy attacks by a red dice. Their main weapon is an M4 carbine assault with multiple shots, 2, and it adds a white dice to the ranged attack rolls. And each of them can reload their ammo once in case they ran out. But only if they ran out of ammo. We only use that for a rule when fighting walkers, not against humans. So that is it for our US Marines. Next we have our enemies, and we're going to begin with the Phantom. So he has 1 white dice in melee, 1 white dice to shoot, 2 red defense, nerf level high, and he has 5 wounds. This is him. Some converted model. For the rebels, they are quite basic, so medium nerf level, red melee, red shoot, red defense, all 1. They're simply standard red shirts, bad guys. Using some custom models for that. They have an AK-47, which is multiple shots, 3 actually, and adds a red dice to the ranged attack rolls. Also creates mayhem, obviously. And they have a hunting knife, which I forgot to mention. The Marines also have a hunting knife, which adds a red dice to the melee attacks. So that's it for the bad guys, and there are more than 1 rebel, obviously, but this is just one I show. And here we have the other stars of our show, and that are the walkers, for 1 red dice in melee, 1 red dice in defense. Yeah, and that will be it. So, yeah. I hope you all will enjoy the battle report, and I'll see you on the table. Okay, so here we have the battlefield set up with the encampment of the guys of the Phantom. Phantom is over here, and the special forces have deployed in this corner here, behind cover of these rocks. This passage leads to the rest of the desert and the mountainside. This is the village. Some more pieces of the mountain that go around the village. Here we have 1 on the lookout. Here are the Marines. Phantom over there. Guy on patrol over there. 2 guys on the table here. 1 guy exiting the building, he's shot at. Another guy here and another guy there. Alright guys, initiative roll. So we're gonna roll for the special forces first. Special forces first, okay. So they roll a 3, rolling for the rebels. They roll a 4, so they take the initiative in the first turn. And I'm gonna activate this guy with the binoculars. He's checking around and he's looking over this direction, so I'm gonna roll a black dice. And on a blank, he does not spot them. If it's a shield, he has spotted the special forces. So let's see what he does. And it's a shield. He spotted them. So he's sounding the alarm. And he's taking fire at the first guy that he can see the best. So let's check out for the line of sight. So he's going to shoot at Ryan first. Ryan is in a good place of cover. So let's first going to roll to see if the guy can shoot past the cover. On a blank, he shoots at the cover and all his shots hit the cover. On a shield, he can shoot past it. And it's a shield, so he shoots past the cover at Orion. Alright, so first attack now. Do mind all the US soldiers, as I mentioned, are wearing their body armor, their police vest. So it reduces the damage they take by 1 red dice. But first we're going to see 2 attacks, so 1 red dice, 3 attacks, so 1 red dice for the shooting of the rebel, and 1 red dice added by the AK-47, and they both miss. They both miss, so second shot, don't have to roll to shoot past the cover again. They do have to roll to shoot past the cover again. So first the black dice, shoots past the cover again. Ooh, that's 1 critical and 1 regular hit. So that's a total of 4 wounds. Now we're first gonna roll to reduce the wounds before we go to the defense. So let's see how many of the wounds are negated. So 1 wound is negated, so that are 3 wounds. Ryan has to try and defend those. And he has 1 white dice. Oh, and he defends all 3 of them with a critical. So no hits. All right, third shot. Rolling to shoot past the cover, and this time he hits the cover. So Ryan is pretty lucky there. No wounds taken by the shots of the AK-47. Obviously this has drawn the alarm, but this guy's activation is over. Now Ryan is gonna activate He's gonna shoot back at the guy. I'm gonna play it fair. He does stand behind the border, so cover is cover. All right, guys, I'm gonna play it fair and shoot past the cover. First shot hits the branch. Second shot hits the branch as well. All right, so nothing. That's it for Ryan. That was not good at all. Okay, over to the rebels again. And I'm gonna start by running this dude up to here behind the truck. He has no line of sight. There's simply too much cover, so that ends his activation. But he stands locked and loaded. Right, so our sergeant now ducking behind cover, well, still remaining in cover, shooting at this rebel. First shot. Does he get past cover? No, he does not. Jesus, that branch is one hell of a piece of cover, better than the full rock. All right, second shot. And that one hits the mark, so he shoots past the cover. So 2 white dice, 1 for the regular shot, for his ability, and 1 for the weapon. 2 hits. Guy's gonna roll to defend it. That's so just 1 red dice over here. And he does not defend it, so he takes 2 wounds, which sets him back at 2 wounds, so he's lost half of his health. And that's the end for Luke's activation. Going back to the rebels. This guy here running up the stairs. And he has a line of sight on both Ryan and Luke. So if I'm gonna roll to see who he's attacking. 1, 2, 3, he's gonna attack Ryan. 4, 5, 6, he's gonna attack Luke. He's gonna attack Ryan. First shot, can he shoot past cover? No, he misses. Shoots at the cover. Second shot, that one is a hit. Well, not a hit, but 2 red dice. 1 hit. Ryan can try to negate it with his body armor. He does not, so he takes the wound. If he cannot defend it, he defends it, so no hit. Third shot, shooting past cover. He does again. 2 red dice. 2 hits, rolling to negate the wounds. He does not, so he takes 2 wounds unless he can defend them. He defends 1, so Ryan takes 1 wound. Ending this guy's activation. Ryan knocked down to 4 wounds remaining. Activating Carlos now. He does not need to take a climb test, so it's not over 2 inches. He's moving up to here, aiming his first shot at this guy, playing it fair, rolling to shooting first hit to shoot past cover. No, he does not. Second shot, he does not again. Okay, so that ends his activation. The Phantom now is gonna run all the way up to here. Okay, so I'm gonna activate Madison, and she is pulling Ryan back behind cover. So let's see if she can pull him. Yeah, there are a lot of actions you can do. No, she can't pull him, but Ryan does work along with her, so she pulls him back a little, not that by her own strength, but she's pulling him back for her second activation. She's gonna bandage his wound. And as I said, in my ability, she's an EMT nurse, so once per game she can bandage a wound without spending an action point. So she's basically trying to pull him back, but Ryan is refusing, and she's bandaging his wound. So Ryan is back to full health. That obviously ends her activation. And the black dice are against our US Special Forces. All right, this guy now, he's gonna run all the way over here behind the wall. He's gonna enter the building. And everyone is probably thinking, where the hell are all the walkers? Well, it's day 1, people. No walkers are sighted just yet. But I digress. Let's carry on. Okay, so I made a little mistake here. I thought this was, but here is our Madison, not here. So I'm gonna rewind this. So Ryan is back to 4 wounds. Yeah, sometimes I make mistakes, people. I'm sorry. So she's gonna run up to here. And she's also gonna shoot. That's what she's gonna do. She is better at hand-to-hand combat, but she's gonna shoot at this guy. First, see, can she shoot past the cover? No, she does not. Second shot, can she shoot past the cover? Yeah, she does. 1 red dice for shooting, 1 white dice for the gun. Oh, that's 1 critical and 1 regular wound. So the guy can only defend with 1 red dice. And he does defend 3 wounds, holy crap, but he takes 1. So he's knocked down to 1 wound. That could have been a kill shot, but it isn't. So not all that bad by Amy. All right, there we go. So sorry for the mistake, guys. Now for the rebels action, I kept the guy going to the building. So we're going back over to our soldiers. I'm gonna activate Terry. He's gonna get past here and he's gonna attempt to pull Ryan back. So black dice. Nope. He does not pull Ryan back either. Ryan is a stubborn guy, isn't he? That unfortunately also ends Terry's activation. Things aren't going all that smoothly for our special forces. The dice of fate are working against them. Right, this dude over here is gonna run to the stairway. Can't make it down the stairway, so he's gonna sit himself over there. Ending his activation, now we have 1 Marine left, which is Madison, our doctor, our medic, our EMT nurse. So she's gonna fire at this guy. Rolling past cover, yeah, she does. So that was 1 white dice, 1 red. First shot, 2 hits, not bad. Can the guy defend against that? He does. That's incredible. All right, second shot. Shooting again past cover, 1 white, 1 red. 3 hits. Can the guy defend? Yes, he can. How the hell is this possible? All right, so that ends her activation, and that's it for the first turn for the special forces. I hope they gain the initiative in the second one. All right, this guy is gonna run past the water well all the way up to here and try to give support to his fellow companions of rebels attacking the soldiers. So we're gonna set this over here, ending his activation. 2 more guys remaining, so this guy is gonna leap off. No climb or jump test required for this. Running behind this truck. That ends his activation. This guy is gonna run towards his boss at the corner of the building, ending his activation as well. So that's it for the rebels. And that's basically it for the first turn. Now in normal, because this was the action phase, in normal events we would go over to the event phase, which we would draw a card from the event deck. But in this case there are no walkers yet, so I'm skipping that and I'm going over to the melee phase. But as you can see, no melee going on. So I'm directly going over to the end phase. Now in the end phase, we would check for bite marks and things like that. But in this case, I'm gonna, to see if walkers get up, but in this case, I'm going to simply roll a d4. And that's a 3. And I'm gonna place this 3 at this building right over here, to which the guy in the beginning shot inside of. Now we're going over to turn 2. Now, normally we would also activate the threat marker because there is shooting and such going on. I'm not gonna do that just yet. But we are going to the second turn. So first thing first, we're gonna roll for initiative. So that's a 5 for the US, the Special Forces, and a 5 for the Rebels. So re-rolling, a 3 for the Special Forces, and a 1 for the Rebels. So this turn, the Special Forces take the initiative. And as you're probably aware of, I'm not using any turn tracker or things like that because it's not really of an issue the way we play The Walking Dead. It's just we complete the mission and that's it. Alright, so we're gonna activate our sergeant first and he's gonna shoot at this guy, hopefully taking him out this time. Shooting past cover. Nope. Oh man. Shooting past cover, no, okay. Now these guys are trained. I got nothing. Obviously the guy's going to return fire, so shooting past cover, yes, that's the first. So 2 red dice. Holy crap, 4 wounds. How many can he negate of that due to the body armor? None, so that are 4 hits. He can still try to defend them. So 2 red dice in defense, and that's just 1, so he takes 3 wounds. Okay. Which means our sergeant is reduced to 3 wounds from the first shot. Second shot, rolling past cover. No, he hits cover, thank God. Second, okay. All right, so the other shots are a miss. Activating Ryan, come on, man. Shoot this guy. Okay. Oh, wait. Rolling for cover. He shoots past cover. Okay. 2 red dice, 1 white dice. That are 4 hits. Can he defend some of those? He defends 3, but he takes 1, so it is enough to kill him. Finally. Now, you might notice that I am not removing them. Just so you know, normally in The Walking Dead, you roll for a critical. To see, if you hit a critical, you see if there are still ammo left. That rule we only apply when shooting walkers, not at regular humans. But Ryan has 1 shot left, and he can try to shoot this guy because he is in the line of sight from here on. So rolling to see if he shoots past the cover. No, he does not. So it hits the edge of the building. Now, one thing, I'm gonna roll a d4 now. I know it's a d6, but this 5 and 6 won't count. So I'm gonna roll a d4 for this dude. It's a 4, so I'm gonna place that right over here. I'm gonna activate this guy right now, and he's gonna move up to here, and he's gonna shoot at Carlos, who isn't in cover. So first shot, misses. Second shot, please miss 2. No, okay, 4 wounds. I should have kept my mouth shut. Okay, rolling to defend. Well, first see for the body armor how many he can negate. That's just 1, so 3 hits. Can he defend the 3 hits? He has a defense of 2 red ones, so... Oh, yeah, he does. All right, cool. Okay, last shot. And that is also 4 hits. Okay, body armor, how many are reduced? Just 1, so 3 hits. Can he roll to defend those? Come on. Yes, he does again. Okay, so the guy misses all the shots at a plain open target. I also feel it was like a waste of a turn when trying to pull Ryan back. But anyway, okay. I'm gonna activate his buddy, Terry, and he's gonna run up all the way up to here in front of the sergeant, and he's gonna take aim at this dude right there. Right. First, trying to shoot past the cover. Nope. Second shot. Come on, man. Oh, God's sakes. Okay. That was a miss. All right. Ending his turn. Right. Activating this guy. Moving up to here. Taking a line of sight. I think it's a line of sight. No. Well, he can maneuver a little bit around that. All right. So he's going to move up to here. So he can avoid the cover for Carlos, and he's gonna shoot 3 times. All right, 2 red dice. First, that's 1 hit. How many can Carlos negate from the body armor? Okay, he negates the wound. Second shot. Holy sorry. 6 hits. How many can he reduce? Just 1, so that are 5 hits. Let's hope he can defend it, or Carlos is down. 2 red defense dice. All of the shots go one. Okay, 3rd shot. Jesus. All right. Okay, 6 hits again. How many are reduced? Just a 1. Can he do that again? No, 2. So he takes 3 wounds. Man, which means Carlos is reduced to 2 wounds. But how lucky was he? Holy crap. That ends the rebels activation. Going back to the special forces. Come on, Carlos, do something, man. All right, so he's gonna run back, leap off, and duck. He's gonna duck here, lay prone, in cover. So he's no longer a viable target. He's ducking down, which is also an action, so that ends his turn as well. This guy, he's gonna move up to here, and he's gonna shoot at Terry. Terry, I'm gonna give him the benefit of cover a little bit, because I give them cover, so Terry gets the cover as well. So first shot, rolling to see if he shoots past cover. Nope. Second shot. Yep. He misses the second shot, rolling again for the third shot. If he shoots past cover, he does. And those guys are really shooting. Oh man. So 4 hits. How many are reduced due to the body armor? Just 1, so 3 hits. There he has 1 defense dice, a white one. He defends 2, so he takes only 1 wound. That ends this guy's activation right here. And now here, Madison, Doc, Maddie. All right, she's gonna spend 1 free action as she is an EMT nurse. And that free action is already gonna restore 1 wound of Carlos. He desperately needs that. Now for her other action, she's gonna use bandages. And she can use that to restore 1 wound on Carlos as well. So he is back to 4 wounds. And seeing as she has not moved yet, she used her free ability, her free action, used her second action to restore his wounds. She can still move or use another action. And for the other action, she's gonna shoot at that guy right there. So first, she can shoot past the cover. She does not. The second shot, nope. Okay, so that's it for her. That ends her activation. Okay. Just so you know, guys, I am not rooting for the rebels in this battle. Just, yeah, the dice are working against the special forces here. All right, so this guy is gonna finally continue to run down the stairs, making it all the way to the well over here, ending his activation. This guy, no, I'm gonna activate the Phantom first, and he's gonna run towards the car, getting in the car. Sorry, forgot to pause. All right, so that's it for the second turn. Now we're going to the melee phase, but as you can see, to the event phase, but as you can see, no need to draw from the event phase just yet. Then we're going over to the melee phase, but no melee combat just yet. So we're heading over to the end phase, and no one has been bitten yet. No walkers need to be stand up. What I am going to do, however, is turn this dice from 4 to 3, and this dice here from 3 to 2. Okay, so going over to the third turn, rolling to see who activates. Will it be the special forces or will it be our rebels? Special forces a 3, our rebels a 3 as well. So re-rolling, a 6 for the special forces and a 3 for the rebels. So again, the initiative goes to the special forces. Okay, so with this, it's the Marines' turn, and I'm gonna begin by using 1 action for Carlos to stand back up, and his other action is going to be shooting at this guy. So first off, for the first shot, seeing that he can shoot past cover, and he does. All right, so 2 white dice, 1 for him, 1 for the weapon. That's 1 hit. I can try to roll and defend that, and he does defend it. So the second shot, can he shoot past the cover? No, he does not. So that ends his turn, unfortunately. Now, going here, the Phantom is instructing this guy to start up the car. So let's see, does it start? It starts. All right, for his second turn, putting it in gear, and he's gonna drive off. The vehicle can move 10 inches per turn, so I'm gonna put this over here, and he's and the Phantom are driving all the way up to here. Let's make it a little bit more dynamic. He's driving all the way up to there. Getting the hell out of Dodge, driving past the obstacles. That ends the dude's activation. Next, I'm gonna activate Ryan, and he's gonna make a break for it, and he can reach this wall, putting him out of line of sight of the guy up there. It will also end his activation, as there is nothing for him to target at. Nothing in a line of sight anyway, that is. So, ending his activation right here. I was thinking maybe this guy, but no, he is not. So that ends his activation. Staying over here, this guy is going to shoot at Terry, still giving him the cover because he is standing against the rock. So let's see if the first shot can pass by the cover, and it does. So 2 red dice for the first shot, 2 hits. How many of these are negated? Just 1, so that's 1 wound. Terry can try to defend it. 1 white dice, and he does defend it with 2. So the first shot is a no-go. Second shot, rolling to pass by cover, he does again. 2 shots, 4 hits. How many are negated? Let's have a look. Just 1, so there are 3 hits. And he defends but 1, so that means Terry takes 2 wounds. And he's reduced to 2 more wounds, and the guy just has 1 shot left. So shooting past cover again. Oh, this could mean the end of Terry, but we'll see. 2 shots, just 1 hit, which won't probably kill him. See how many are negated? None. So he takes the wound if he does not defend it. He does defend it, so but things are not looking good for Terry. That ends this dude's activation here. And the guys are really pinned down to their obstruction here, with more hostiles over here. So yeah, not looking all that good. Right, Marine's turn now. Being in communication with each other, they do know that the Phantom is making a break for it with the car. So Luke, the sergeant, instructs Terry to run all the way up to here, which he does. And he's gonna try to intercept the car if it's coming from that direction. So he's gonna try, this is 8 inches, so he's gonna try to shoot at the car and see that he won't get away with it. So that ends Terry's activation. Could have made him shoot actually first, but anyway, I didn't, so yeah, there's that. And I am not rooting for the rebels in this one, definitely not. I'm rooting for the Marines. Right, this guy now is gonna run over here. He has no valuable target. So, ending the activation. They are ducking down. Luke now is gonna run over here, getting cover behind the rock, and he's taking aim at the guy up here. So he's gonna first roll to see if he can shoot past the cover. He doesn't with the first shot. Damn, they suck. All right, second shot, again, no. Oh, this is bad, man. This is really, really bad. All right. This guy behind the car is making a break for it, running here. He's gonna run up the stairs. I'm gonna put him halfway up there. The reason why is they're gonna try to keep the Marines pinned down over here, so their boss can have an escape, but that also means that ends his activation over here. So hope I do not drop this token. All right, there we go. Okay, we're gonna activate our medic here, Madison, and she's gonna take aim, shooting at this guy again here, trying to take him out. First, see, can she get past cover? Yeah, she does. All right, red and a white dice, just 1 hit, rolling to defend, and he defends that. Of course he does. Second shot, shooting past cover. She does manage to shoot past cover. All right, and that's not bad. 2 hits. So how many does he defend? He defends none, so he takes 2 wounds. Awesome. It looks like the only one who is hitting this guy is the medic. Anyway, that ends her activation. Takes 2 wounds of the guy. There we go. In the meantime, this dude is gonna make a run over here, and he does have a line. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, he does have a line of sight on Ryan, as you can see. And in hindsight, no, he doesn't. I could go like this, but he's too far behind the wall. So no, Ryan is lucky here. He is not in a line of sight, and this guy has run his maximum 8 inches. So yeah, that ends his activation, and I'm pretty happy for Ryan, our main protagonist, to put it this way, because with the way the dice are rolling for the Marines, he probably would have been killed. Anyway, back to the Marines. So the only one we have left here is Amy, and she's gonna move in closer over here, staying in cover, crouching down, which means she can only move 4 inches because she's crouching, and she's gonna shoot at the guy on top again. Rolling to see if she shoots past cover. She does. All right. 1 red die, 1 white dice. 2 hits, rolling to defend. Does defend 1, but takes 1 wound. So down to 1 wound. Second shot. Can she shoot past cover? No, she does not. Okay, that ends her turn. But pretty cool, she did manage to wound him. All right. 2 rebels left. This guy is gonna run past his companion over to here, and he now does have line of sight on Ryan, as you can see here. Ryan, however, is in cover, so we're gonna shoot for, he misses the first shot. Second, that's a hit, so 2 red dice. Oh, well, he shoots past cover, so 2 red dice. 2 hits. How many of these are negated? Just the 1, so 1 wound, but Ryan can try to defend that 1 wound, and he does not, so Ryan takes another wound, which puts him at 3 wounds left. All right, last shot, rolling past cover, he does again. Damn, these guys are good. All right, 2 shots. Oof. 4 hits. How many are negated? Just the 1, so 3 hits. Can Ryan defend? Come on, man. Oh. He defends all 3 so quickly, ducks behind the barrel, and he receives no wounds. Oh man, they like to keep it exciting, don't they? All right, so that ends this guy's turn. 1 hostile left over here, and he's gonna run into view over here. That will end his activation as well, and with that we end this turn. Well, sort of, because again, no event phase. No melee phase yet, so we go over to the end phase, and no one has been bitten. No bites has to be resolved or stuff like that. So, but what we are going to do is turn these 3 into a 2, and turn these 2 into a 1. There we go. Okay, that's it for this turn, and we're going over to the 4th, I think. Not that that really matters, because the turns isn't what's important, it's the objective. So, alright, so let's check for initiative again with this new turn. Again, don't need to remove the move the threat tracker, because there are no walkers in play as yet. Okay, initiative for the Marines, 3. For the Rebels, 1. Again, the initiative goes to the Marines. And I'm gonna begin by activating Ryan, who's gonna shoot at this guy who is not in cover. So 1 white dice that fell to the ground. 1 white dice and 2 red dice. And he's gonna shoot at this guy. 2 hits. Rolling to defend. Defends none, so he takes 2 wounds. Second shot. Three hits. Rolling to defend. He defends all 3, but he did take 2 wounds. At least there's that. Okay, so that ends Ryan's activation. No, actually, on second thought, he shot. I'm gonna move Ryan. So Ryan is gonna run. Let me think about this. Yeah, he's gonna move. It is difficult terrain, so it halves his movement. And I'm gonna see if he can pass through this difficult terrain. No, he does not. So Ryan gets here and falls down. There we go. So Ryan fell over here, ending his activation. And this guy now gonna activate, and he's gonna run over here, crawling over these branches, rolling a black dice to see if he can make it, because if he runs around it, he doesn't make it. So he's gonna crawl over this, rolling the black dice, and okay, he falls down next to Ryan. That ends his turn as well. These guys are ready to go in a melee combat, but they're both at the ground for the moment. And there they are. Carlos, however, is going to take advantage, and he's crawling up here, running towards here. and he is in cover, and he's gonna shoot between the branches at the downed guy over here. This dude is not in cover, so rolling 2 white dice, 2 hits. Now I'm gonna roll the black dice to see if the guy manages to roll out of the way or not, because if he doesn't roll out of the way, he's not able to defend because he fell, and he's not able to defend, so he takes 2 wounds. Second shot, only 1 hit. Can he roll out of the way? He does not roll out of the way, so this guy has taken 3 wounds, and he's bleeding very heavy with 1 wound left. That ends Carlos his activation. And again, no, I'm not playing favorites here, because otherwise, but no, I'm not. But yeah, it's the way we play, so you have to keep it a little bit more realistic. The guy fell, so he's not in cover. It's only normal that he has a downside to his defense. When we play our games of Walking Dead, we try to keep them as dynamic as possible. Now, obviously, that works both ways. So this guy is gonna run up the stairs, run over here, where he has a nice line of sight on Ryan. So he's gonna shoot at Ryan. And I'm gonna be fair, I'm giving him a little bit of cover due to the branches. So let's see if he can roll past it. And he does. So first shot, that's no hits. Rolling for cover. Second shot, again. Ooh, that's a critical. How many of these are negated? None. So Ryan takes a critical hit. Can he defend it? He does not. Which are three wounds, which means Ryan is reduced to 0 wounds. I'm gonna roll the black dice. And on a blank, Ryan is killed. He's lucky. It's a shield. Alright, so he's not killed yet, but he's heavily injured. So let's see how many turns, how many D3 turns these guys have to bandage Ryan before he bleeds to death. 3 turns. So I'm gonna put a 3 marker. Well, not a 3-3, but the number 3 marker next to Ryan. So they now have 3 turns to bandage Ryan, or Ryan will die. So that ends also this guy's activation, because to him, Ryan is dead as he shot him heavily. No, actually, no, he does not. He shot at Ryan, he still has shots left. Rewinding. He's gonna use his other shot to shoot at Amy, who is in cover. So let's first see if she, yeah, he shoots past cover. Just 1 hit. Can she defend against that? And she has, I believe, a white dice. Oh, that's not bad. Oh no, first let's see if the wound is negated through to the body armor. No, it is not. White dice in defense, she defends it. Okay, now that does end his activation. And holy hell, what a what a turn for the rebels. They almost killed one of the Marines. Though things are looking very dire, because they have to get to Ryan to bandage him, because he's out. He's knockout at the moment, so he's bleeding. The other guys need to go and bandage him, and in the meantime, there is a pretty sufficient threat over here. So yeah, things aren't looking all that great. Going back to Amy here, she's gonna shoot at this guy. Rolling to shoot past cover. She does. Okay, I believe that was a red dice and a white dice. That's 1 hit. Rolling to defend. Rolling to defend. And he defends against that shot. Alright, second shot. Rolling to get past cover. He does. She does, sorry. Can she hit him? No. She misses the shot. Of course she does. That ends Amy's activation. Oh man. Alright, in the meantime, this guy is gonna run over here and has a clear line of shot at Amy. No cover protection because it's straight on shot. So yeah, first shot, one hit. How many can she negate through the button? None. So that's one hit. The second, that's a miss. The third, one hit. How many can she negate? She negates the wound. So the guy is shooting rapidly all over, but only manages to hit her once. So she's now reduced to 5 wounds, which is not bad considering the open shot. All right, not bad. I'm gonna activate Luke over here, the sergeant, and he's taking aim at this guy over here. No cover. So 2 white dice, 2 hits, rolling to defend. He defends 1, so he's knocked down to 1 more wound. Second shot. 2 hits, rolling to defend. No defense, so this guy is down. And I'm gonna roll the d6, which is a d4. So d4, so 4 turns. I'm gonna put this next to him, right there. And I'm swapping that out for a blue dice. Right, so 4 turns. And that ends Luke's activation. This guy on top of the building is gonna aim at Luke. He's gonna fire. Luke is in cover. So rolling to shoot past cover, he does, of course he does, because he's a master shot, apparently. Four hits, okay. How many are negated due to body armor? 1, so that are 3 hits. Rolling to defend for Luke. So that are 2 red dice to defend, and he defends all of them. Great. All right, second shot, shooting past cover. Of course he does, because he's the best sharpshooter in the world. He only hits for 1. How many are negated? The 1, all right. Third shot, and he misses the third shot. Okay. There we go, that ends that guy's activation. Marine's turn, and we're gonna activate our Madison here. She's gonna climb up here, rush up to here, and jump down next to Ryan. That's her first action, and her second action is to start bandaging him. So Ryan is stable for the moment. That ends Madison's activation. I'm gonna remove the green dice from Ryan, so he is stable at the moment. Now this guy is gonna run over here, also having a clear line of sight at Amy. Here we go. 2 red dice for the first shot. 1 hit. How many are negated? Just the 1, so no hit. Second shot. Ooh, 4 hits. How many are negated? Come on, Amy. Just 1, so that's 3 wounds. Oof. Third shot. Oh, again 4. How many are negated? Come on, Amy. Just a 1. So, ooh. Rolling to defend. I forgot to roll the defense. Okay, I'm gonna redo that. So, first shot. Holy shit. Sorry. 6 hits. How many are negated? Just the 1, so 5 wounds. How many can she defend? 1 white dice. Defends 1. So she takes 4 wounds. Crap. Okay. Next shot. 2 wounds. How many are negated? Just 1 wound. So she takes 1 wound if she cannot defend it, and she does not defend it, so Amy goes down. Rolling a d3. So that's 2. We'll place this one next to Amy. So 2 turns to get her stable. And that ends this guy's activation. And that's it, except for, no, there are 2 on each side left. I'm gonna activate Terry over here, and he's gonna run, still remaining in cover, to this side here. And he's gonna take aim at this guy right here. So 2 shots. He has 2 red dice for shooting, 1 white of the weapon. So 2 shots and 2 hits. Can he defend? He does not, so he takes 2 wounds. Second shot. Ooh, that's not bad at all. That are 6 hits. Rolling to defend. He defends 1, so this guy has been taken out as well, and that ends Terry's activation, and he downed this guy that yeah, has been causing a lot of trouble. All right, so D4. I'm gonna use a blue dice, and this is just a straight up D4. There we go. Now I'm gonna roll the D4, sorry. So that's a 2. I'm gonna place this D4 over here, which I believe I did not do for this guy. So I'm gonna roll, or did I? I can't remember. I'm gonna roll it. Okay, so D4, that's a 6, so which means that's a 4. So okay, nothing changes. All right. One guy left in this turn, and it is the Phantom, and he's driving up to here. And that's the end for this turn. So again, no event phase, no melee phase. We're going over to the end phase. And we're gonna start with this side. So this 2 is becoming a 1. This 2 is becoming a 1 as well. That one over there is replaced as something starts to walk out of the shadows. Our first walker of the game emerges, and this dice is gonna turn to a 3 as well. Okay, our first walker. Alright, so next turn, rolling for initiative. The Marines a 1, the Rebels a 6, so it's safe to say that the Rebels are going first. And this guy here is gonna shoot at Madison. No cover, unfortunately, because she's standing up bandaging Ryan. So first shot, 2 hits. How many can she negate? Just a 1, so she can try to defend it. I keep forgetting. She can try to defend it, and she has a defense of 2. Can she defend? Yeah, she does. Okay. Second shot, 2 hits. How many can she negate? None. So rolling to defend, 2. No hits. All right. Third shot, go Madison. All right. 1 hit. How many can she negate? None. All right. She takes 1 wound. Can she defend? She does. Oh man. The guy is shooting at all dead branches, but keeps on missing Madison, so that's good. That's good. That's good. Right here, Terry, he sees the car approaching, and he's gonna try to take out the tires. So, can he hit it? No, he misses. Second shot. Oh man, he misses the tires. Well, he can still try and shoot, obviously, but he can't find a good aim at the tires. So he can only try to take out the driver. So let's see. He has no clear line of sight. Trying to shoot at the tires is not possible. He still can try and hit the driver. So 3 shots. That's actually not bad at all. 4 hits. Rolling to defend. Doesn't defend it, so okay. I didn't expect this. Now while this car is in motion, let's see if the car crashes while the driver is dead. No, it does not. So it keeps on going. Gonna roll for a D4 for the car, for the driver. And that's a 3. So I'm gonna put that right over here. Next up, it's the Rebels' turn. Not to forget, Terry's turn is over, so it's the Rebels' turn now. And we're gonna start with the Phantom, in which he is gonna try, because he's in the back seat, so he's gonna try to take control of the car. Let's see how that plays out. He does. He manages to take control of the car, pushing the driver to the passenger side next to him. So the Phantom is in control of the car, pushes the guy to the side, and he manages to drive off with the car. And the Phantom is out of there. Going back to Carlos, who's gonna shoot the downed guy here again. 2 white dice. 1 hit. Is he able to roll and defend? Yes, he's able to defend it. So, and he defends the 1 wound. The second shot. There are 3 hits, and he can only. Let's see if he can manage to roll. Oh, no, he doesn't defend it. This guy has been taken out. Rolling a d4. That's just 1 turn. All right. d4. No, 2 turns. Sorry. d4. So 2 turns. That ends Carlos' activation, and he did manage to kill this rebel. So that's a good thing. But they're not out of the woods yet. So this guy is turning his attention towards Carlos, who is not in cover for this guy. So, yeah. 2 shots coming his way. No cover. That's 1 critical. How many wounds are negated? Okay, all of them. Cool. Second shot. He misses the second shot. Third shot. 2 wounds. How many are negated? Just the 1. So he takes 1 wound. Can he defend against that? 2 red dice in defense. And yeah, he does. So he takes no wound, and that ends his activation. Okay, things are turning to a much better position for the moment for the Marines. So that ends this guy's turn. Back over to our Marines. Alright, so for her first activation, she's gonna bandage Ryan again, putting him back at 2 wounds. For her second activation, she's gonna turn over here and proceed to hide in cover. That ends her activation here from Madison. Next, we have this guy over here, and he's targeting Luke. Trying to shoot past cover. He does, of course he does. First shot, 1 hit. How many wounds are negated? All of them. Okay, second shot, shooting past cover. Of course he does. And 2 wounds. How many are negated? Just the 1. So he takes 1 wound. Third shot, shooting past cover. Yes, of course he does. Because why wouldn't he? Okay, how many wounds? Holy shit. That would be 6. So, sorry for the swearing, guys. I apologize. Okay, how many are negated? None. So he takes 6 wounds, which completely takes out Luke. Okay, d4. 2. There we go. That's a 2. So 2 turns to stabilize him, 2 turns to stabilize her. That ends this guy's activation. Obviously, things aren't looking all that great. Alright, so next I'm gonna activate Orion here, who is injured. Madison helping him back up. And he's gonna activate his grenade. Ryan's gonna chuck his grenade up to here. It adds 2 red dice to his shooting. So that's gonna be 4 red dice. It is in the blast area. So basically anything in this kill zone here is gonna take the damage. So that means this guy and this guy. Right, 4 red dice, here we go. Come on, Ryan, chuck your grenade. Well, there are 2. Alright, so let's see if they can defend it. Can this guy defend? No, he does not, so he takes 2 wounds. So, can this guy defend? He doesn't either, so this kills him. He's falling off the building. That takes him out. Also ends Orion's activation. Let me see, just for the fun of it. The explosion is up here, but do shrapnels fly down there? Of course they do. Does Ryan take damage? Of course he does. Does Madison take damage? No, she doesn't. Does Ryan take damage? Okay, so just gonna use one red die and nothing so he can duck out of the way. Whew. We're gonna roll a d4 for the character that is downed here. 4, 6, so that means four turns. There we go. And that is it for this turn. So there is no event phase. Oh, wait, no. There is one walker in play. Behind that building over there. Right there. So we're gonna draw from the top of the eventic one card. And it is the herd, okay. Now what does it do? All quiet on the threat tracker and low threat. Choose a walker and move it towards the nearest survivors. All eligible walkers within 8 inches of the chosen walker then also move, conveying on the chosen walker. Well, there is only one, so he's gonna shamble forward to the nearest survivor. Shambles 5 inches up to here. And there is plenty of gunshots and noise, so it's not to think hard of to where they are going. And with that, we go to the end phase, and a few things interesting are gonna occur here. For starters, this guy, the one, is gonna be replaced with a walker. And he's getting up. This guy on the roof is gonna be replaced with a walker. And he's getting back up as well. Now, according to the rules that we play, any new walker or any new turned human that becomes a walker and is within the kill zone of any survivor or enemy, or doesn't matter, any human, will automatically attack them. So this guy immediately attacks this dude. For one hit, he's gonna try to defend it, and he does so. He pushes his friend back. And he is down. Here, same deal. He is within the kill zone. So he's gonna immediately attack this guy. Oh, and that's a bite. He can try to defend it. He does not. So takes the guy to the ground. And he starts to bite him. And in the meantime, this becomes a 1, and this becomes a 1 as well. And let's not forget the Phantom, who is driving with the dead guy next to him. That also becomes a 2. And all the other dice, this becomes a 1 turn, this becomes 3 turns, this becomes 2 turns. And I'm gonna already swap out this model for another walker. This guy is feasting on him, and I'm gonna swap him out for another walker. There we go. All right, and that ends this turn, and we're going over to, I believe, what is the 6th turn? Or the 7th? I can't remember. 6th turn, I believe. But as I said, the turns don't really matter all that much in this game unless it's time-based. But in this game, it doesn't matter too much in this scenario. But what we are going to start doing now is make use of the threat tracker. So all quiet, and the threat tracker will be moving from 1 to 2 due to the gunfire. All right, initiative roll. First we're going to see for the Marines, a 2. For the Rebel, a 2. So the Marines again, a 2. Okay, 2, 2, 2. The Rebel, a 3. So the Rebel is first, and he's getting the hell out of there. He saw his friend trying to bite him, who was just died. He saw him trying to bite him. He sees that the Marines are taking over and that not much is left. His boss has left him, and he's getting the hell out of Dodge. He's moving and running away, trying to get to safety. Next, we're going to activate Carlos, and he's going to leap down and try to revive his sergeant. So he's gonna start to bandage him, and that will bring Sergeant Luke back to 1 wound. He's still unconscious, but he takes it back to 1 wound. Then we have Madison over here, Maddie, Doc, crawling over the roots. Can she crawl over the roots? Yeah, she does. Going over towards Amy, bandaging her, tearing some pieces of her own cloth to take care of Amy's wound. So Amy is back to 1 wound. Though they are still unconscious, they are back to 1 wound. Through the comms, Terry is informing the group what's going on and is running over to here, watching this guy biting and tearing pieces out of his former companion. Over there, as he watches in horror as this undead walker is biting his friend. Not his friend, but his friend. Here we have another one who's... Ryan is going to activate next, and he's going to run around up here, going over towards here. He does notice that this guy is still moving, so he's going to take the shot. No cover, because the guy's head is hanging over the barrier, so... And that is an awesome shot. Headshot. This guy goes down. And the walker is taken out. Now, as this was a headshot on a walker, let's see if Ryan has any more ammo left. Yeah, he does. He still has ammo. Okay, cool. Melee phase. First event phase. Feeding frenzy. Okay. All quiet and low threat. We're gonna roll a black dice, and for each survivor engage, which is none actually, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. There are no models in melee. Add 1 to the threat tracker. Okay, so we just gotta add 1 to the threat tracker, which brings it up to 3. And in the event phase, it's also the walker's turn to wreak havoc. So we're gonna first activate this guy right here. He's moving up to here, behind the well. This guy over there notices the commotion, and he's gonna start to move towards here. Actually, more towards here, but it doesn't matter, same deal. And with that we go over to the end phase. So first, let's check this guy. We're gonna turn that to 2 turns. This dice, we're gonna switch that to 1 turn. I still have to roll for this guy, but it doesn't matter. So, well, it does matter. So I'm gonna roll a d4. That's 2. I'll switch that out with a blue dice later on. And this guy, his turn is over, and he will be swapped out for a walker. And he also gets up. So let me swap out this green dice for a blue dice for this guy who has been bitten and eaten by this walker right here. And with that, we're going over to the next turn. Rolling for initiative. The Marines, a 3. That one poor little survivor over there of the rebels, also a 3. Marines, a 5. The rebel, a 5. Damn. Okay, the Marines, a 4. The rebels, a 4. Really? Okay, the Marines, a 2. The rebel, a 1. Okay. So it is the Marines' turn. I'm gonna start with Terry, and he's gonna take aim at this walker right here. 2 shots. That's a headshot. Walker has been taken out. Does he have any ammo left? Yeah, he does. Okay. So he took out the shot and now he's moving towards Amy here as well. The rebel, noticing that the Marines are busy, he runs down the stairs trying to get to this car right here. Running, going to the car, ending his activation. Brian sees the guy and he's moving up to here, taking aim, shooting at the rebel. No forgiveness for the Marines. So 3 hits. He's not in cover, so 3 hits. I roll to defend. He defends it. Second shot. That's just 1 hit. Rolling to defend. And he does defend it, so he's ducking out of the gunfire. That's because he's running so fast, getting to the car, that Ryan misses his shots. Ends his activation. Got to put my tokens down, but that's okay. Okay, she's tearing up more pieces of cloth, bandaging Amy, and Amy is getting back up. So that's 1 more wound for Amy. So she is back on health 2. As she's just recovered from the stun. That's about all she does. And that's it for this turn. I know the turns will end quickly this time and this way, but well, that's how it is. Event phase. Roamers. All quiet and low threat. Move 1 eligible walker towards the nearest survivor. Okay, cool. That would be this fella over here. And there's nothing stopping him, so he can just continue to move this way. And again, it is the walker's turn in the event phase, so this walker is gonna move up to here, attacking this guy. But he misses, so the guy pushes him back. Now I know I activated him, but we follow what the card says, and in the event phase we automatically always activate the walkers as well. So this walker is going to activate again. But that's a miss as well, and he pushes him back also. Okay, that's it for the walkers, and with that we go to the melee phase. Now this guy, he hasn't fought in, so he can still fight in melee. So he's gonna attack this walker. Yeah, using his dagger. He has a hunting knife. So that adds 1 red dice to the melee. Everyone has these hunting knives, and he has a red dice for attack. So he's gonna attack the walker. Hits him, and the walker falls down. But it is not dead. So this guy did attack the walker. Back to the end phase again. He was not bitten, but over here, I'm gonna swap out this character for another walker. This guy, we're gonna switch to 1 turn. This guy we're gonna switch to 1 turn as well. And let's not forget the Phantom, who is still driving. Switching it to 1 turn. So with that, we're gonna roll again for the initiative. We're gonna see for this guy, first the Marines, a 2, the Rebel, a 6. So the Rebel has the initiative. And what he's gonna do is gonna go inside of the car and try and start that thing up. And it starts. So he's gone. And that just leaves our Marines, who are bandaging their sergeant. Everyone's tearing pieces of cloth to create more bandages this turn, which means that Amy receives another wound, puts her back to 3. The sergeant receives another wound, puts him to 2. Then we're gonna heal up Terry as well for 1 wound, and Ryan is also being bandaged, so he has 3 wounds. Amy is getting bandaged herself, 4 wounds, and Carlos also being bandaged, 5 wounds. Now the Marines know that the Phantom has departed, so they are left here, so they're not going to stay and fight these walkers who are actually approaching them, but they are going to make a break for it, and they're going to run and follow the tracks of the car of the Phantom. And here we can see the aftermath. So the Marines caught up with the Phantom, whose vehicle has been crashed, and they see the guy eating, and the insides of the Phantom are spread across the dusty floor of the desert. Walker feasting on him. He turns towards the soldiers, and I'm swapping out the Phantom for another Walker. Eventually the Marines do take out the Walker with headshots, as they figured out that the only way to stop them is to shoot him in the head, and they search the body of the Phantom and the car, but actually retrieve no information valuable. So with that, they did manage to secure their objective and take out their main target. So mission completed. It was a success. But in the end, they did not get any information, and they now have to get back to their extraction point. It was a hard and intense battle for the Marines. Eventually they prevailed. They managed to make it out alive as a complete unit, though it was very close. And they now make their way back to the extraction point.